Diligence and humility, fellow netizens. I am Bill Milton. Today I'm going to be talking about the former president, terrorism, and the future. I was originally planning on waiting until the end of either or both of the major party conventions before making any videos concerning the 2024 presidential elections. But given how the apparent nominee of one of the major parties, as well as a former president in his own right, has survived an assassination attempt, Father Time seems adamant about forcing my hand. Since you are watching this video, you are almost certainly aware that an assassination attempt was made against former President Donald Trump on July 13th of 2024, which was yesterday. Now, he was campaigning for a second presidential term at a rally happening somewhere in Pennsylvania. Now, my understanding of the previous effectiveness or lack thereof of Donald Trump as president is going to be a video unto itself, likely multiple. But that being said, this unlawful use of violence in pursuit of political aims is to be condemned. And those who endorse this unlawful use of violence in pursuit of a political aim, those people are to be condemned. This specific verbiage of violence for political aims is to point out that this failed assassination attempt of former President Donald Trump is rightly to be called an act of terrorism. The man who went after him is rightly to be called a terrorist. As for the assailant, I'm going to intentionally withhold that person's name. This person is interestingly a bit of an enigma, not having much of an identifiable social media presence, which is ironic given the generational demographic of this person, who is a Gen Zer, such as myself. Interestingly, they were registered as part of the Republican Party since 2021, if I remember correctly, and has been described by their former classmates as slightly right-leaning. However, there were also records of this person donating to left-leaning political action committees. So the ideology of this shooter is a bit of an enigma. Not like it matters anyway, since this person is a terrorist who is to be rightly condemned, and those who celebrate this person are to likewise be condemned as well. Be all that as it may, here's what this means for the 2020 election going forward. Donald Trump has practically been given the presidency on a silver platter. He's almost certain to become the next president. Even prior to this, he was generally favored to win due to the ineffectiveness and the absolute incompetence of the incumbent president, Joe Biden. Now, that's going to be a video unto itself as well. But this failed assassination attempt of former President Trump gave him something that he was previously lacking: the sympathy and the general positive disposition towards those who are in the center of the political spectrum. Donald Trump has been made into a near martyr within the sight of the entire world. The persecution complex that Red MAGA has had has unfortunately been vindicated, with the eyes of the entire world watching an attempt on the life of their dear leader. And just think about how he reacted seconds after he survived, mere inches away from a bullet. The photo of his bloody face, the bullet grazed his ear, so, tis but a scratch. But, he stands up, blood on his face, with his fist raised in the air, what is known typically as a sign of defiance. And who could blame him for expressing defiance after surviving that? That is likely to be one of the top 5 iconic photos and one of the top 3 iconic moments of this entire decade. Donald Trump, he was the president before. He's almost certainly going to be the president again. We have 2029 to look forward to, when he will certainly be the former president again. To my fellow netizens, humility and diligence.